Welcome back to the Common Sense Podcast, where common minds come together because common sense is not that common. I am with a very special guest today. Guest, can you go ahead and introduce yourself to the audience?
What's happening, everybody? It's your royal ratchetness, Shaudy, fucking Prince. And the reason why I say fucking is because I'm probably somewhere fucking your mother. Shouts out to my royal loyals, always, for standing 10 toes down for the crown. And shouts out to my little sister AJ for allowing me to come on her podcast. Make sure you subscribe to her channel. Hit the notification bell so you always be updated and know when she drops some hot new fire.
What an introduction. I appreciate that shout out too. So it's funny when you introduce yourself, you said shout out to my sister AJ, but a lot of people don't know that we're actually related, like in real life, like we came from the same mother. Yes, we are related. We are brother and sister for real in real life. And bringing that up, that's a perfect segue into our first topic, or into the topic we will be talking about today, which is the question. I'm pretty sure you guys heard of it, especially if you in the South. You have heard this so many times. The saying is blood thicker than water? Not water, water. So the question I asked to you today, Shaudy, fucking is blood thicker than water?
And my answer to that question is hell no. It might have used to be, like, way back in the day, if we want to take it back to like the Indians, where they actually had a tribe and the entire family lived together. But if you want to look at the aspect of where blood is now, quote unquote family, I don't think so.
I'm gonna have to agree, because it depends what you think of when you say family. You know what I mean? When I think of family, I think of someone that got my back no matter what. I think about someone I ain't even got to think twice about. I know for sure. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna keep it real. There's some people in our own family that I don't get those vibes from. If we're just being quite honest. So that's why I say blood isn't thicker than water, because it be your own people that'll turn against you in the moments where you need them the most.
Okay, I see you ain't holding no punches back on this motherfucker. Okay, say shit. You want to pipe it up, then we gonna pipe this motherfucker up. Shit. But no, I definitely feel you, and it's like everything's just ass backwards to me, to the point where it's like and I'm not just speaking on our family. I'm just saying in general, what I'm seeing out here into the world is like the kids supposed to be learning from the older people, but the older generation is supposed to be leading by example. And when you don't have that type of guidance or that role model, then you're really stuck out here just trying to figure shit out on your own.
And that's facts for sure, because like the whole reason I think one of the responsibility of family members is to make sure that nobody else in the family is left behind, or make sure that nobody else in the family is stranded. But especially in the Black community, where we're so distraught from slavery, and everything has happened with slavery and how it separated us, you would think we're supposed to come together as one, but it seems like the family has always just seemed to like disperse or separate.
And it's funny you said that. I want to go back to when you said is blood thicker than water is normally a phrase in the South and dealing with the Black community, and it's like has this slavery type mentality. I've always thought like the phrase blood is thicker than water just always blood is thicker than water, it just always came off as this house nigga ass phrase though. There's never been no real like solidarity to it. It's always kind of like one of those duh, like when somebody says it, blood is thicker than water, like duh, it is. But where is like the or the actual meaning to that? And I've just always thought, like, hearing motherfuckers like the nigga off of Django, the house nigga off of Django, just always looking you in that face with that goddamn ugly ass face, talking about, well, you know, blood is thicker than water.
Oh my god, I'm weak. But yeah, like to bounce off of what you said, it's kind of like we use it. Well, I won't say we. It's like they use it as an excuse for the bullshit. It's like, okay, I did something. I stabbed you in your back. I did you wrong, but you know, you know, blood thicker than water, right? We family.
Exactly what.
We family, man.
Exactly what I'm talking about, man. Cause I'm like, can you think of any time like anybody ever said it and it was like, all right, think about a real leader or something like that. If we talking about family, like, has there ever been a motivational speech where it was like, blood is thicker than water and it hit you? It's like, no, it's always been on some shit like, well, you know, blood is thicker than water. That same, and it's always that tone too, that old slavery, cotton picking, man. This shit out my face, bro.
And I want to ask the question or propose the question. What do you think makes it to where a family member would stab you in your back? Like, you know what I'm saying? Or not necessarily stab you in your back. Just don't treat you like family. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like, especially with my experiences, I definitely feel like there are some family members that didn't treat me like family. And it don't bother me because the treatment that I get, I'm gonna reciprocate it. So, you know, I ain't bothered by that. But it's like, if we're supposed to be family, it's like, it's certain things that should come to you. It should be automatic.
Based off what I've seen, I think it's just jealousy. Honestly, for somebody to just turn their back on you, because what other reason would it be? If you want to see anybody else, everybody, if you want to see everybody win, especially in your family, the first thing would be to give them as much as you can. And when I say that, I don't mean monetarily as far as money or whatever. I'm talking about mentally, physically, emotionally. Even when it comes to resources, it doesn't necessarily have to be monetarily, but at least give me the information. That way you can at least say, I gave you something, you do what you want with it. Whether you do something with it or not, I can always say that I gave you the game and never left you stranded. And like I said, if none of that happens, it pretty much all boils down to jealousy. Like, we all have 24 hours in the day to do what needs to be done for ourselves. You may have not chosen to do that, but then you want to get mad at the next person because they decided to actually use their time wisely and actually move ahead. You had the same opportunity. And if anything, if you know you failed in that area, that should make you even more so want to say, all right, look, let me give you the keys and let me give you the gems, because I don't want you to make the same mistakes that I made.
And it's just, I always get the feeling of like, like how you said about giving you all that I can, mentally, physically, spiritually, not just monetary. It's like when you withhold everything from every sector, at that point it's like you don't even care about me as a person anymore. So does the family bloodline really matter if you're not doing the spiritual, mental, like all of the things that you listed? At that point, we're just people that are related to each other. We're not family. So that brings me back to the question, is blood thicker than water? No, it's not. And I will also want to bring up the fact that I feel like you don't have to be related to somebody to be their family. At this point in my life, I think I figured that out, because there are some people that I am not related to bloodline wise, but they treat me better than some of my own family members. Like some of my friends that I met in high school, I'll call them family before I call anybody else family. Even people I've met in college, I'll call family before I call some other people truly family.
Yeah. At this point in my life, it's the same exact thing. Um, Blood really doesn't make you family at this point. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if we want to say the imaginary line has been crossed, you chose your side. Stay on that motherfucking side at this point. My new motto is mud is thicker than water. Because if you ain't get it up out the dirt, if you ain't build it up off the ground with me, ain't no use in you saying at this point that you was family, because you was never around for the build up anyway. You was never around for the come up. So when I'm on top, keep the same energy.
And that's another thing when you speak about jealousy. It's like, why is it always family that wait till you get to a certain point to mess with you? Like why couldn't we be family from the beginning? Why did I have to get resources for you to mess with me? Why does it take somebody to get some type of clout or get some type of recognition or resources for them to be family? And that's another reason why I say blood is not thicker than water, because if I have to change or if I have to gain something in order for me to be categorized as family, you can leave me out that family.
Exactly. And I've told you this before. Like, I've peeped, like, me and you have had an awesome relationship. And I've even seen where people just want to come around now because you're doing your thing. You know what I'm saying? You really doing your big dog entrepreneurial thing. And you got your own clothing line. You're doing your own sports anchoring show. You popping. Now all of a sudden everybody want to come around. And it's like, shit, you was this same beautiful swan from day one that I seen. The one that came up to me and look, like, this is some real shit that I want to share with the collective. Is I'm the older brother, but my little sister came to me on some, we siblings, we need to be working together. Like, that's some shit I should have been doing. And I'm not saying that my mentality was never there, but she took the initiative to come to me first. But I digress. Getting back to what I was saying, as far as you doing your thing and everybody come around, but you still been that same beautiful spirit, that same beautiful soul since day one. But now it's like, because of the outer shit that attracts that, now everybody want to come around and they want to stick their nose up in the business and shit. Well, it's like, nah, nigga, you the same person. Y'all should have been around her since day one. Don't come doing this now because it's beneficial and it makes you look better.
I really do appreciate that. And for y'all that don't know, I did say at the beginning of the show that we are related in real life. So like, this filming and just working together, we've been doing this since I was like 9, maybe 9-10 years old. Cause yeah, since I was in middle school, I used to take pictures for your album covers or your mixtape covers and everything. So I definitely appreciate that. And it's just like, it's the same with you. It's vice versa with you. I feel like you the best artist in Augusta, out, period. First of all, no one's comparing to your catalog. If anybody could show me right now an artist that got the best catalog or a longer catalog than Shaudy Prince, I'll give you $1,000 right now. I'll give you $1,000 right now. You want to know why I'm so confident? Because I know y'all ain't putting in that much work. That's number one. Number two, the talent exceeds itself. But you know what I'm saying? Since we talking about family, I'm gonna get back on that. But before I do that, Shaudy Prince is the best music artist, not rapper, because all y'all want to be rappers in Augusta. The work shows.
It was just beautiful. I really appreciate it. You know, like Jamie Foxx said, you know when your throat start hurting. But yeah, you know how I normally do. I let the work speak for itself. So I ain't gonna come on here and give y'all too much. But just know, sorry, not sorry.
That's all we got to say about that. But I just thought, since we're talking about the topic of family, I thought it would be cool if we went to Google and we read the definition of family. So, Google says family, a group of persons united by the ties of marriage, blood, or adoption, constituting a single household and interacting with each other in their respective social positions, usually those of spouses, parents, children, and siblings. Notice how this definition doesn't talk about doing right by each other, being loyal. Notice this definition has none of those things.
And see, we don't have any excuses when it comes to this, because we've had plenty of good examples of what family should be. You ain't gonna tell me we haven't. All of us have. We've had Family Matters. We've had the Huxtables, Fresh Prince, Moesha, hell, Sister, and they technically wasn't even family. The twin sisters is what brought them together and made them family, and they still made it work. My Wife and Kids. Hell, if you want to go further back to Roxanne, the old poor poverty type families, they even showed you that in even the poorest conditions, family makes it through. It shows you how family should be in even the most poorest conditions. So it's no excuse. We've had numerous of examples. But what it is it's this thing about time. We've allowed everybody to get caught up in this chasing the American dream thing, to where family is put on the back burner. And before you know it, you look up, time done passed by, everybody grown. We done missed out on the most valuable things that we're supposed to take in through being a family.
Like, we've gotten to the point where social media has taken over the thought of family, meaning all I have to do is message somebody, or all I have to do is, share a picture, and that automatically means, we're family, like we're close. And it's like, no, that's not how it works. We message each other or we like photos does not necessarily mean that a bond is cemented.
And for those who think that way, that's some bullshit, because that's really basically like us fronting in anytime we get together. Like, if anybody ever gets together anymore on Thanksgivings and days like that, we all want to take a picture like we just been this whole big happy family since day one. And it's not like that. Like, that's the same slap in the face when you treat family like that as far as social media goes.
Yeah, and it's like the energy that you could put into making a post, or the energy you put into doing all this other stuff on social media, you can put into spending time with your dang family. Like you said, I like what you said about putting on a front where we come together for like the holidays or whatever. But in hindsight, I don't want to be the Debbie Downer or whatever, but I don't like fake shit. So I don't want to come together for one big day and act like we this one big happy family when it's like we ain't been this way before. And you know what's gonna happen? You know exactly what happened. We both experienced this as well. That day will happen, and then we'll go right back to doing the same thing. And it's like, what was the point of that? What was the point of that whole get together? What was the point of that whole day?
I'm not with the fake shit either, but I just find it weird how, like, we're the ones who are looked at as like the party poopers, or the ones that are being fake because we don't want to dibble and dabble in the fake shit. Like, you feel me?
Being that we just had this conversation, this nice conversation, I felt like I had to let off some steam, you know what I'm saying? So I really enjoyed this conversation. My closing remarks, I'm going to say that, yeah, we can be blood, but if you're not there for me when I need you, if I can't count on you, if you don't provide me with what will help me spiritually, mentally, physically, we can take out finances because I'm not a materialistic person. So anything else, then we can be blood related, but you're not family.
For my closing remarks, I just want to say, since we're on family hard, I just want to say, y'all motherfuckers out there who trying to scam family too, y'all know who y'all is. And this is specifically for us, our family, out here trying to scam family members. Just know I'm on y'all ass and we need to have a discussion. And I'm gonna need an apology out of motherfuckers too. Also, I just wanted to say, for the audience, for everybody out there who comes across this content, do me a favor. Answer me a few questions. Leave it in the comment section. We all about engagement and interaction. So drop something in the comment section and let me know. Does anybody even say blood is thicker than water anymore? Because I don't remember ever really hearing that or seeing that unless somebody sees you about to become successful and they come back around with that same ugly Django face ass voice. Blood is thicker than water. And drop some more quotes that y'all think might just be being used to manipulate you or anybody else for that matter. Quotes like, have your cake and eat it too. Those duh kind of quotes where it's like, duh, that's what you're supposed to do when you have cake and eat it too. Now, I understand what y'all think when I go there, but I'm just using that as an example where when you say that, it's like, duh, it doesn't really have any meaning to it. That way you can use it and use it to your advantage because it doesn't really hold any weight or have any meaning to it. Or something else like, when they say, honor thy mother and thy father and your days on this earth will be long or whatever have you. But then forget the quote right after that where it's like, don't provoke your children unto anger. But I know, see, some of y'all, look at niggas kind of slow, like, provoke? What? Let me break it down, which means don't irritate or antagonize your children lest they be discouraged. We never ever talk about that latter part of the scripture, but we always talk about the first part. So that's what I want y'all to do for me. Drop some quotes, drop some comments down in the comment section, and let us know some quotes that y'all think maybe have been used to manipulate you.
Yes, answer those questions in the comments right now. You never know. We may actually talk about it on another episode one day because it might be that interesting. Well, it's been your girl, Andra J, with Common Sense. When common minds come together, because common sense is not that common. Do you want to shout out your social media platforms, anything you want to do?
You can find me everywhere, man. It's Shaudy Prince, Shaudy Prince. And if you don't like it, or if you don't like me, you can kiss my royal ratchet ass.